Assalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh. I will talk about the project overview, purpose and significance of the MRT Sungai Buloh-KAJANG or SBK line project. The MRT SBK line is a major public transportation project in Malaysia. It is a 51-kilometer railway line connecting Sungai Buloh and Kajang with a total of 31 stations, including 7 underground stations. The project was developed to provide a more reliable public transportation system for people in the Klang Valley. The main purpose of this project is to reduce traffic congestion and improve the efficiency of public transportation. It also encourages people to use public transport instead of private vehicles, helping to reduce the number of cars on the road. This project is important because it supports sustainable urban development and improve connectivity between different areas. It also supports economic activities and demonstrates Malaysians' capability in managing large-scale infrastructure projects. Overall, the MRT SBK line has contributed to a more efficient and sustainable transportation system. Next, I will explain why the MRT Sungai Buloh-KAJANG or SBK line can be considered a project. First, the MRT SBK line was temporarily undertaking. The project had to define life cycle starting in 2012 and reaching full operation in 2017. It was carried out within a specific period to achieve clear objective. Secondly, the project produced a unique deliverable. Its goal was to provide a fully operational mass rapid transit system connecting Sungai Buloh and Kajang. The final result was a new transportation infrastructure that did not previously exist. Besides that, the project involved many specialized activities. These include road planning, land acquisition, tunnel excavation, station construction and system testing. These activities were carried out only once to achieve the project's objective and were completed when the project ended. The MRT SBK line also required the involvement of many stakeholders. Engineers, architects, contractors, government agency and project managers had to work together throughout the project. Good coordination among all parties was important to ensure that project was completed successfully. In addition, the project had several constraints and challenges. It had to be completed within a fixed scope, budget and schedule. The project also faced challenges such as underground construction, environmental concerns and stakeholder management. Finally, after the construction was completed, the MRT SBK line transitioned from a project into a daily public transportation service. This shows that a project is a temporary effort that creates a long-term operational outcome. Therefore, the MRT SBK line clearly demonstrated the main characteristic of the project.
Today, I will explain the project life cycle of the MRT to Putrajaya line. This project follows the 5 phases of the project life cycle, such as initiation, planning, execution, monitoring and controlling, and closing. First, this phase focuses on why the project was started. The MRT Putrajaya line was developed to reduce traffic congestion in the Klang Valley and provide a direct public transport connection between areas such as Sungai Buloh, Kepong, Kuala Lumpur City Centre and Putrajaya. The project was approved by the Malaysian government in 2014. Environmental impact assessments and public inspections were also carried out before construction began. The main stakeholders involved were MRT Corp, the Ministry of Transport and APAD. Next is the planning phase. In this phase, the project scope, budget and management plan were prepared. The MRT Putrajaya line was planned to be 57.7 kilometers long with 36 stations, including 27 elevated stations and 6 underground stations. The estimate cost was around 40 billion. MMC Gamuda was appointed as the project delivery partner to manage the design, budget and construction schedule. MRT Corp also used BIM Level 2 technology to identify design issues and underground utility clash before construction start. The third phase is the execution phase. This is where the actual construction work took place. Construction started in 2016 and include building stations, elevated tracks, tunnels, and the Sedan depot. Tunnel boring machines, or TBM, were used for underground tunneling. In 2018, the government changed the project management approach from the PDP model to a turnkey contract under MMC Gamuda. This change successfully reduced the project cost by about 8.82 billion. The fourth phase is monitoring and controlling. This phase happened throughout the construction process. MRT Corp and the government continuously monitored the project budget, progress and quality to stay within the revised budget of 30.53 billion. Several provisional stations were postponed. During the COVID-19 pandemic, strict health and safety SOP were implemented. Workers' health, material supplies, and construction activities were closely monitored to avoid delay. Digital sensors were also used to monitor ground movement during underground construction. Finally, the closing phase. Before the MRT line was opened, extensive testing and commissioning were carried out. The project team tested the driverless steering system, signaling system, and communication system to ensure safety and reliability. The line was opened in two stages, which is Phase 1 from Kawasan Damansara to Kampung Batu, opened in June 2022. Phase 2 from Kampung Batu to Putrajaya Central opened in March 2023. After completion, the railway system was handed over to Rapid Rail for daily operations and maintenance. So, in the conclusion, the MRT Putrajaya line successfully complete all 5 phases of the project life cycle and has greatly improved public transportation and connectively in the Klang Valley. Thank you.
Now, I will talk about issues, risks, and challenges faced during the MRT Sungai BULOH-KAJANG or MRT SBK project. The first one is issues. The first issue was the unpredictable limestone ground condition. Kuala Lumpur has a lot of limestone underground, and the problem is that engineers could not always know exactly what was beneath the surface. There were hidden cavities and weak soil areas that made tunneling more difficult and required extra monitoring throughout the project. The second issue was limited space in urban areas. Since the MRT line passed through busy part of Kuala Lumpur, construction had to take place near road, building and business areas. This made it challenging to manage construction activities while keeping traffic and daily activities running smoothly. Another issue was public concern during construction. Activities such as drilling and excavation create noise, dust and vibrations. As a result, some residents and business owners were affected. So the project team had to respond to complaints and keep the public informed about the construction progress. The second one is risk. One major risk was ground settlement and sinkhole. Because of the limestone underground, there was a possibility that the ground could sink or collapse during tunneling works. If this happened, it could damage road, building and underground utilities. Another risk was damage the nearby structures. Since many tunnels were built underneath developed areas, any movement of the ground could affect the foundation of nearby building and infrastructure. The project also faced the risk of delays and increased costs. Whenever engineers discover an unexpected ground condition, Additional work had to be carried out. This required more time, manpower, and money, which could affect the project schedule and budget. Lastly, there were worker safety risks. Underground construction involved heavy machinery and confined space. Any accident or equipment failure could cause injuries and interrupt construction activities. The last one is challenges. The first challenges was managing different ground conditions. Along the tunnel road, engineers had to deal with both hard limestone and soft soil. This meant they had to constantly adjust their construction method to ensure the tunneling process remained safe and efficient. The second challenge was operating specialized tunnel boring machines, or TBMs. The machine was specially designed for Kuala Lumpur's ground condition, but they required skilled operator and continuous monitoring to ensure everything worked properly. Another challenge was minimizing disruption to the public. Since construction took place in crowded urban areas, the project team had to manage traffic diversions, reduce noise and dust, and ensure that daily activities could continue as normally as possible. Finally, the project team had to implement ground stabilization measures. Before tunneling could begin, weak ground areas need to be strengthened through soil treatment and grouting works. This required careful planning because the work had to be complete without causing major delays to the project schedule.
Moving on to our next slide, let's take a look at the evolution of the MRT project. To fully assess the success and impact of this project, we have categorized our evaluation into 4 core areas, which is technical, financial, operation, and socio-economic impact. First, looking at technical solution and project implementation, the project successfully implemented advanced traveler train technology. Our primary focus throughout execution remained heavily on RAMs, which stands for reliability, availability, maintainability, and safety. Additionally, we optimized station designs to ensure they balance high functionality with overall cost efficiency. Second, regarding financial feasibility and cost control, rigorous value management and cost audits were conducted. We continuously monitor project spending against our budget performance to maintain strict financial discipline, which allowed us to tightly control variation orders and manage unexpected costs effectively. Third, when evaluating operation and passenger experience, we closely examined our comfort, cleanliness, and safety standards. Passenger accessibility at station was truly assessed, and we successfully improved first mile and last mile connected by integrating efficient feeder service. Finally, looking at the broader socio-economic and urban impact, the project has successfully met its target ridership goals and proven effective in reducing urban traffic congestions. Beyond traffic, it has acted as a catalyst for economic growth, generating new employment opportunities and boosting property value appreciation in surrounding areas. In summary, these 4 pillars demonstrate that the MRT project has delivered strong results technically, financially, and socially. To conclude, the MRT SPK line is a major milestone that has successfully reduced traffic congestion in the Klang Valley. By using a structured project life cycle, it was completed right on time by July 2017, meeting its scope, budget, and timeline perfectly. Even though the team faced massive challenges like difficult limestone, ground conditions, and tight urban spaces, they solved them using advanced engineering like TBMs and strong monitoring. Overall, this project proves that successful management can drive truly sustainable urban development in Malaysia. Thank you.